it's like the dude shot somebody. It's like the dude, just totally covered up a campus assault or dropped the N-word, or just like totally was this a-hole, this bigoted male masculinity, toxic masculinity piece of crap, right? He liked 2 freaking conservative tweets. So there's this sweet little article. It says campus police chief was put on leave after student outrage for liking an NRA and a Trump tweet. So we're going to read this article, but this newly appointed chief of police for the all-women's college was put on administrative leave because he liked an NRA tweet, Merry Christmas tweet, and he liked a tweet Trump put on the border wall. He announced his, we'll read the article. Basically, he announced when he got announced on as taking the job, he announced it on his Twitter feed, and the students then started going through and examining and inspecting all of his Twitter feeds to make sure that they lined up with the PC police, and if they were acceptable. And apparently they found out they weren't. Some of the things on his social media are not acceptable in the thought police culture, social justice, easy outrage, snowflake world we now live in. And he was literally and is still on administrative leave. So let's read this. We'll get right to that. And I'm gonna try to keep an eye on the chats for you, Gator. You're the only one in here. But I'm going to read this and come back to him. So just chat up some questions, and there's, a bit of a delay anyway. So by the time I get back to him, it'll make more sense. So anyways, let's read this. On Friday, Mount Holyoke College, or Holyoke, probably Holyoke, not Holyoke. That'd be weird. It's probably Holyoke College, announced that the newly selected campus chief police, Chief Daniel Hecht, was placed on administrative leave after a backlash when students discovered he had liked a conservative tweets on his Twitter account. How dare he? That's some bitch. I can't believe it. The whole ordeal started when Hecht was appointed to lead the Mount Holyoke College and Smith College shared campus police departments. Then on February 6, Hecht announced his appointment at MHC and Smith on his personal Twitter account. The Daily Wire previously reported, I am excited to announce I have accepted the position of Chief of Police at Mount Holyoke and Smith Colleges. Two of the most I don't know why that word's giving me trouble right now, prestigious of all women's institutions in the nation, he tweeted. Hecht's excitement was short-lived because soon after, students investigated his Twitter account to make sure that it's appropriate, right? We don't want some some at all conservative, racist, fascist, a-hole, chief police on our campus, right? So they had to make sure that he was going to be socially acceptable to be leading their campus, as if he wouldn't have been vetted pretty intensely, especially in this day and age, to be hired for the job. But no, he's got to pass mustard, right? He's got to do the approval test of all the social justice warriors. I mean, I'm sure when he got hired, he was probably hired under his merits, right? Which are, that's ridiculous. So we'd hire somebody under their merits. He has to pass the social justice test. Are you a true social justice proponent and an advocate to be our police chief? Forget about your law enforcement background. Forget about how equipped you are for the job. Do you pass the social justice test? Well, apparently he didn't. Hecht's excitement was short-lived because soon after the students investigated his Twitter account, finding a few conservative-leaning tweets that he liked. That son of a bitch. 2 tweets were from the National Rifle Association, and we all know they're the devil, right? Because they support the Second Amendment right to bear arms, and they believe in those that those evil, inanimate objects that shoot bullets need the input of a person to do so. But these evil objects, these guns, he liked a tweet from this organization that supports those murderers over at the NRA. And he liked two of the tweets from the NRA Association, one wishing followers a Merry Christmas. Well, that probably also pissed him off, because you are not allowed to wish people Merry Christmas anymore. Merry Christmas is not acceptable. It's Happy Holidays. Haven't you heard that Christ is in the Christmas, and Christmas is very offensive to many other people and religions and cultures, and we shouldn't be wishing people a Merry Christmas, number one. And one stating, if guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns, which is absolutely correct. But how dare they say that? Because guns are evil and bad and gross. Other tweets were from President Trump discussing the border wall and the government shutdown. The MHC student who shared screenshots of the tweet said it was, this is rich, unacceptable for someone in charge of keeping any community safe, let alone a campus as diverse as MHS or MHC, to be publicly displaying his support for hateful regimes and organizations, as well as for individuals who demonize migrants from Mexico or any other Latin American nation. Well, let's just touch on this for a second here. Here's the thing. Number one, the Trump administration is not a hateful regime, and conservatives are not hateful people. We simply have a different set of conservative values that the left doesn't deem acceptable. But that doesn't make us a hateful regime, right? And it doesn't make Trump's administration hateful or people that support him. Here's a news flash for all that you still are latching onto this. He's not a Nazi. He is not a racist. He doesn't, from everything that's out there, he is just he's really just running more with common sense. This is not a defense, so slow your roll. This is not a defense necessarily of all of what Trump has ever said or stood for. But people who are taking every single thing he says and hanging their every single thing on it is, you're ridiculous. You're a ring. You're an oaf-eaker. I made that word up. Oaf-eaker. You're an offense seeker. You're an oaf-eaker. I'm going to get a lot of crap for that, and I don't care. Don't be an oaf-eaker. Stupid oaf-eakers. I like that word. That might just be my little go-to now. Some people are going to mock me, but I don't care. Don't be an oaf-eaker. Anyways, moving on. And another thought on this too. Individuals who demonize migrants. Okay, so nobody's demonized any migrants. Not ever. Donald Trump has never once demonized migrants. He's demonized piece of crap MS-13 for being the murderers and the rapists and the pieces of human garbage that they are. And that is not being racist to call a gang of thugs that are pieces of just absolute crap to demonize them. That's what we should do. We should demonize them and call them out, round them up and get them out. That's what we should do. And if you think that that's a racist, bigoted thing to say, you're an idiot. Or Latin American nations. So anyways, following the controversy, Hecht and the college's administrations hosted several events to try and ease the students' worries. Well, that was good of them. Mount Holyoke community members were able to ask him questions at March 21st forum. According to the student newspaper, the event hosted tension and tears during the event. Oh my gosh. Oh, the event hosted tension and tears because the newly appointed police chief liked a Merry Christmas tweet from the NRA, and liked a tweet on Trump building the wall, right? Building the wall to slow down immigration, illegal immigration that is terrible for our country and is illegal and should happen. What is racist about that? I'm going to diverge into that. I don't want to do that right now. I want to get through this. Okay, attentions. That's where I left off. During the event, Heck said he wanted the campus police to grow a better set of balls. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's not what he said. He said during the event, Heck said he wanted the campus police to grow a better relationship with the community so students can get to know the campus police as human beings. Many of the students' questions reportedly focused on his social media and his political ideology. Here we go. What is your political ideology? We don't care about your practical application and your whether or not you're fit for the job, whether or not you have the aptitude and you can do this job correctly. We want to know about your political ideologies. Heck told the audience that when Trump did something that I thought he did well, I wanted to like the tweets in hopes to lead to more good behavior. Or you probably could have just stopped there. But when he did something that you thought was good, you liked it. Doesn't mean you like everything about the guy, right? Doesn't mean you have to like everything about the guy. Where is this identity politics again, where you either are in the camp or out of the camp? You can't say, well, I do like this and this and this that person said, but you know what? I don't agree with this and this and this, but still be able to support them in the good things and disagree with them on the things they don't. It's all or nothing. You either are all in or you're all out. Heck told the audience, adding that he does not support Donald Trump overall. Of course, he had to throw that in there. So maybe he does have to grow a set of balls. Hecht also apologized for liking the tweets and mentioned building a wall, calling it a huge mistake. Yep, it's in. The official word is in. I don't like this guy either. No, I don't know the guy one way or another, but he caved. He caved. He said it was a huge mistake for liking a tweet about building the wall, about keeping America safe, and about getting a handle on our illegal immigration, which all the Democrats, every single one of them, have been in support of until Donald Trump gets into office. And it's a campaign promise he ran on. He's making progress on it. He's moving the ball down the field. And all of a sudden, they don't like the wall. All of a sudden, they don't like what he has to say. All of a sudden, this is terrible and immoral. And he's an evil person for wanting to have any kind of semblance of some legalities and some control at our borders. That was weak. That was totally weak. He caved. That's what happened right there. Let's finish reading, though. After the forum, Heck sent an email to the MHC community claiming he was appreciative of the level of participation. Kiss their ass. It was clear to me during the event that I have work to do in order to do better to lead it. It was clear to me during the event that I have work to do in order to better lead a campus police department charged with supporting and protecting this wonderfully diverse, intelligent, and committed community of students, faculty, and staff, Heck wrote. Heck also listed immediate steps he would take in the coming days to achieve his goal of making the campus police be a positive influence on campus safety. The steps included creating a campus safety advisory committee and attending an immersive training program to learn about the challenging biases and exploring beliefs. To learn about challenging biases and exploring beliefs. His steps also included events such as meetings with a class for a restorative justice circle. What the crap is that? His steps also included events such as meeting with a class for a restorative justice circle and 2 listening sessions where community members could express their concerns about safety on campus. Okay, I get the listening session, but the restorative justice circle, not sure what that means. Not sure at all what that means. It sounds really a social justice-y freaking doublespeak ass-kissing crap. He concluded that he was committed to developing relationships and trust with all members of our communities, students, faculty, staff, and campus police. But before any of the events even had a chance to take place, MHC President Sonia Stevensons announced that Hecht would be placed on administrative leave. It's like the dude shot somebody. It's like the dude, just totally covered up a campus assault or dropped the N-word or just like totally was this a-hole, just bigoted, male masculinity, toxic masculinity, piece of crap, right? He liked 2 freaking conservative tweets and he's put on administrative freaking leave. When will we get a grasp on this social outrage culture gone amok to where people are looking under rocks? They're literally crawling through people's Twitter's feed to see if they liked something that was even remotely conservative. Oh my gosh. Stevens added that the Deputy Police Chief Ray LeBaire was appointed as the acting chief of campus police. We are working closely with Smith College on this issue and we'll continue to keep our campus community informed, Stevens concluded. Was that the chick's voice that I was just faking? Yeah, it was. So I'll redo that. We are working closely with Smith College on this issue. And I will continue to keep our campus community informed. That just seems like that would be her voice. Very uptight and just very... Hecht has worked in a police department for 30 years. He previously served as a director of public safety and chief of police at 2 universities in Ohio. Wow, sounds pretty qualified for the job. Xavier University and Denison University. He also served as a master sergeant in the United States Air Force Security Services, according to the LinkedIn profile. So the dude's well qualified. An article from Xavier's student paper from January said that Hecht made a career out of connecting to his communities, adding that Hecht believes that a job as a police officer isn't confined to formalities, but efforts need to be made to engage with those you are sworn to protect. So he sounds all in all like a pretty decent guy, but simply because he liked 2 conservative tweets, the Justice Police didn't accept it. They are putting his butt on trial, on public outrage trial, because he does not line up with the fascistic mindset of this social justice ideology that if you don't think like us, this group think if you don't think like us, we are going to make you lose your job. We are going to make you lose your reputation. We are going to punish you into submission, which he started to kind of submit on that a little bit. What are you going to do? All right, let's do some comments here.